Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies, and yes, it's a Saturday morning, not a Sunday morning. Typically this video comes out on Sunday mornings, but for the duration of Horror Fest, to fit my schedule a little bit better, it's going to be coming out on Saturday morning. So at least until through Halloween, be expecting this video Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So let's get right into the weekly pop culture wrap-up with TKO Wave 3. First of all, we get Red Fork. Red Fork is one I've been highly anticipating, very much looking forward to this one. It's written by Alex Packnadel. It's got artwork by Neil Vandrell, and it's a horror comic, right? Because Alex Packnadel is a horror comic book writer, at least that's what he tells me. He does amazing work. I'm a big fan of his work, like Arcadia, Friendo, the upcoming Giga from Vault, which is amazing. Issue number 1 blew me away. This one is described as this. An ex-con returns to his hometown and realizes that something sinister is draining the very life from the town. Sounds pretty cool. I'm very excited. TKO's been doing an amazing job. They've done 2 waves before, 4 books each. This one's got 3. Let's move on. We got The Pool. This one's going to be written by Steve Orlando with artwork by Ricardo Lopez Ortiz. And this is described as, what would you do if you only had 6 days left to live? Would you give up? Or would you fight back? Sounds pretty cool, and I'm excited to check it out. Lonesome Days, Savage Nights is another one written by Steve Niles and Salvatore Simone with artwork by Szymon Kudranski. I'm a big fan of Kudranski, and Steve Niles knows horror, so I'm excited to see this one. The way it is described is a supernatural crime story about a private investigator with one hell of a trick up his sleeve and a monster under his skin. Like I said, TKO's been doing great work so far, so I'm excited to see what they pump out in wave number 3. Sword is a new one from Marvel Comics. Debuts in December. It's written by Al Ewing with artwork by Valerio Schiti. It's spinning out of both Empire and Ten of Swords. That's right. In the opening chapter of Ten of Swords, we saw the sword? What's a sword? How about a sword space station? What do they call it? The Peak or something like that? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, it's tied into Ten of Swords, it's tied into the end of Empire with Abigail Brand, and it's basically going to be centered around the mutants. It seems like it's about the mutants kind of taking, well, this is what they said. I'm kind of all over the place. What they said was, this is going to do for the galaxy what Krakoa did for Earth. That seems pretty exciting. It's tied into the cosmic Marvel universe and to the X-Men universe, and I think that's pretty dope. We got a Peacemaker TV show on HBO Max. That's right, Peacemaker, the Charlton Comics character that was acquired by DC, in which the comedian of The Watchmen is sort of based on, right? So Peacemaker's in the new Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn. He's played by John Cena. HBO Max is going to have a series with all 8 episodes written by James Gunn, and a few of them directed by James Gunn. And yes, it does star John Cena, telling us the origin of the Peacemaker. I'm super pumped for this. I think it's going to be amazing. Disney Plus is talking about a Nick Fury TV show. Reports are coming in right now that Samuel L. Jackson is in talks to reprise his role of Nick Fury for a Disney Plus TV series. You know, especially in a year, 2020, the year, you know. In a year in which we've had hardly any theatrical releases, nothing's really working as far as that goes. It makes a lot of sense for Disney/Marvel to kind of try to do some more things to boost up the television side of things, stuff that people can watch from home, and that makes a lot of sense to me. That also gets into the next bit. Black Widow has been delayed yet again. It's been delayed all the way until May of 2021. Basically, Marvel Studios is just like, you know what, 2020, F you, we're done, we're out, dipping dots. That's what we're doing. This is inevitable. I think after the recent failure to completely capture people back into the movie theaters by Tenet, and then of course the poor reception to Mulan, mostly talking about the amount of people going on there to watch it, right? It didn't really quite work for Disney Tenet didn't quite work for Warner Brothers. They're trying to recoup some expenses, so there you go. But I think it's the right decision to make. Just move it until 2021. This pushes back all those other Marvel movies as well. As of now, we got Black Widow in May 2021. In July, we have Shang-Chi. And then in November, we're going to have the Eternals. At least that's for now. The Boys is getting a spin-off over at Amazon Prime. That's right. The Boys, a smash hit based on the comic book by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson. I've never watched this book. I've never watched this show. I wasn't a big fan of the book, so I just kind of avoided it. But I keep hearing really good things about it, even from people that I know would hate the book. They love this show. So I'm definitely excited to finally get around to checking it out. I might wait till season 2 completes, but because of the success, they're doing a spin-off that's going to be focused on college-aged superheroes. Here's the thing. Just because something is successful and something is popular doesn't mean we need a spin-off. Just ride the success. Just pump out a good season 2. Bring it back for a great season 3. A spin-off already? That seems like a little bit of counting your chickens before they've hatched. Eggs, chickens, whatever. It just seems a little silly and unnecessary and a way to just kind of exploit the success of the show. But whatever, I am going to watch The Boys because I keep hearing that it's really good. The Snyder Cut of Justice League is actually doing reshoots. That's right. It's been reported that Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck and Ray Fisher are returning in November to film additional scenes with Zack Snyder for the Snyder Cut. Henry Cavill already said that all of his stuff was already filmed, so no need to. No Jason Momoa either, as far as we know. But that's really exciting to me because we know that Snyder left before he actually finished his principal photography. So I am really more excited. This isn't just going to be something cut together with whatever footage they have. This is a very intentional Snyder Cut, and I'm really pumped to find out what this all entails when it comes out. Let's talk about some trailers. We had the WandaVision trailer, which debuted on Rockin Robbie Live last Sunday. I have watched it a few times, and I'm liking it. I think it looks great. It's a really cool, quirky, interesting take. It seems like Wanda and Vision are stuck in some kind of television world, some kind of American Dream, Pleasantville type thing or something like that. There's obviously something more sinister going on, something mysterious, something creepy almost, it seems, and I'm really pumped for this. I really think, let's look at the silver lining. One of the silver linings of 2020 kind of canceling movies in theaters is that it's really raised anticipation and hype for some of these Disney Plus TV shows. And I think that it can really help lead to these having even more of a launch and a significant impact. WandaVision looks really, really cool. What are your theories? What do you think's going on? Let me know in the comments down below. Hellstrom has also got a trailer. It's a Hulu series debuting in October, based on the Marvel property of Damien Hellstrom, the son of Satan. The trailer looks pretty cool. It looks creepy. I'm excited. It's not like part of the MCU in particular, but it looks really neat. Of course, Hellstrom is the son of Satan. You look at the trailer, you can kind of see a little bit there. There's the whole family aspect, but it looks cool, and I think it looks great, so I'm excited to check it out. The Haunting of Bly Manor has released a more extended trailer that gives you a little bit more about what it's about. This, of course, is the follow-up to The Haunting of Hill House. Pretty much some of the same cast, the same creators and producers and writers. But I'm really excited. This is more taken from The Turning of the Screw, but a bunch of other horror stories kind of thrown in there. I think it's a great approach to this, and I'm excited. The trailer looked creepy, and it looked great, and I'm excited. You know, we're all wrapped up in Horror Fest right now at PCP, so 100% I am down for this one. And the Books of Blood. The trailer. It's a Clive Barker series. That's right. It's based on the Clive Barker book of short stories. Hulu's doing a TV show. It debuts in October. Another Horror Fest themed type TV show. I watched the trailer. Looks cool. Looks like they're taking some of those stories, merging them all together in a thing. Maybe it's like an anthology series. Maybe they're all connected. I'm not sure. I've never read the Books of Blood. I just know that I'm pumped for this. The trailer looked awesome, and I'm excited to see where they go. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, Rockin Robbie Live. I will be chatting live about movies, comic books, pop culture, television, and a whole lot more live with you. And yes, the return of a Horror Fest-centric Marvel in the 90s. Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be doing a live movie commentary of The Mummy's Hand, the first non-Imhotep mummy movie that Universal made starring Caris. Yeah, I love how I said it starring the fictional character of Caris, but whatever, you get what I'm saying. That's Monday night. Late Tuesday night will be the weekly comic book review. Early Thursday morning will be my top 10 comic books of the week. And then Friday night, we continue on with Horror Fest, with their very first Horror Fest franchise review. And it's all about It's all about George Romero's Dead movies. No, it's all about George A. Romero's Dead movies. That's right, 6 films reviewed in one night live. Please join us in the conversation. We will be covering Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and Survival of the Dead. That's right, and I'm super, super pumped. And then, of course, be back here next Saturday morning for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's what we got coming up. That's what's going down. Let us know in the comments below anything you want to talk about. We'll get ready for Rockin Robbie Live on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single video, and join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Stay spooky.